Hi, this is Bipolar Scrapbooking, and I wanted to show you I started organizing my unmounted stamps and trying to figure out the system I want, and I'm pretty sure this is what I want. I actually make my own mount, okay, and basically I keep them in here and in a big case that houses all of these. I put a number 1, and the reason I do that is because this paper right here, you see number 1? Well, all these stamps you see here, all these stamps, they're in here. Okay? So when I look at number 1, I'll know what kind of stamps I have. These are all the unmounted stamps. Some of them are already mounted, as far as I have that little spongy thing. I wouldn't know exactly what that is called. And some of them I mounted it myself. Now if you're wondering, I guess it wasn't this one. Ooh, I forgot to do that one. Isn't that interesting? Alright, so, and I forgot to do that one. Look at that. Alright, so I'm going to keep this on the side because there's some that I didn't do. But I wanted to show you what I'm doing with this right now. Basically what I did was I got one of those fun foam, okay? And it's soft. To me it is, okay? It gives just enough give to do a good stamp image. Basically what I did was I put it through my Xyron back there. As you can see, it's a double adhesive, okay? Run it through one side, then turn it over and run it through the other side, and then you get a double backing. Now these are great for me. I kind of love it because when I want to do a pop dot, I just cut a piece of this and do a pop dot. You can layer it for how high you want it to be. I also, I make little small ones like these for little stamps that I make. Okay, and then I take off a side, I stick it on here, the one that's unmounted. And now this is what I'm doing, is I'm cutting it out. Okay. Once I've cut it out, all right, I will stamp. Okay. This image, cheap paper, doesn't really matter. You stamp the image, and remember this side will be sticky. Okay, because you hadn't taken off the paper yet. I'll explain to you why this is sticky now. But because you took off the paper on one side, then I stamp it like this, and then I press it. Okay, I use this to stamp it, Memento, and I kind of like this because it's so tiny. My dewdrops, I really do like these. They're so tiny, and I don't use too much stamping, so a little bit is fine with me. And so I stamp it really well. Can you see that? Okay, I stamp it really well. I take off the image, and then I cut around the whole image. Then, because I had it stamped already, I will put it on the stamp. Okay? Once it's on there, it's not sticky. But I will put on there some of this glue. This glue really is the best glue ever. I do love it. But then again, you have Aleene's tack it and tack it over again, which works just fine. Just put a very thin layer of it. Okay? And then wait for it to dry a little, and you got it. Okay? So it goes on here pretty easy. Okay? I'm going to stamp with it. Okay? I'm going to stamp with it so I could show you that it works just fine. And it really does pretty much exactly what I want it to do. I think it's all depending on how much ink you pencil on there, how much you want, and what kind of look you want, really. I'm sure this is nothing new to you. I'm sure you've seen it in other tutorials, but just showing you how I'm storing things and what I'm doing, just give you an update of me or reorganizing everything. And that's another thing. When you're so used to how you had it, your system you had before, and you reorganize everything, it's so hard to find it again because you're so used to going to the same place. So I've decided I organize it once, and then I may not even touch it for the next maybe 8 more months or 6 more months or probably longer, because I'm just getting too used to what I'm doing. Okay, so now I have that on there. I stamp it really well, press down, and let go, and there's your image. Nice and crisp. Not an issue. All right. What did I use also? I used the stamping mat. I mean, it works, and you can see it's got its little foam layer. All right, and this comes right off. Paper doesn't come off of it. All right, so it works great. It's not a problem. It's all on there. You have your image, then you just put it into your container. I have to make a new one for my dragons, so just throw it in here. You know, if you want to, you could stick it on there. Doesn't matter. It comes right out. So there's it. My other images. It comes out really nice on a piece of paper. And thought I'd show you that. It's my new system. And there's number 1. Those are all the ones I have in my 1 container. That's a lot of them, isn't it? And then I have number 2. My number 2 has all the ones that I have here. Okay, and where am I going to keep this? I don't know. But at least I'm showing to you. At least you see what I'm doing. There's number 3. Those are all the ones I have in number 3. And I do pile it up only because they're not big, so you can put a lot in them. You know? And that way, with these that I'm doing that have the stamps in the same container, I'm going to show you the container real quick because I keep saying container. Oh, and by the way, the numbers, you could cut a little tiny piece and fancy it up if you want, but I'm just using these little labels, file fold labels. You know, I've had these for so long that even the adhesive have a little issue with them. But I'm just inking them a little and making it have a different color. And having a heyday with this. Let me show you the container I have this in. Take off. This is one of the albums, you know, that I don't finish. One of the, maybe I should just turn this into a card. It's just a whole bunch of different types of papers that I had that were in the same family color. And that's what I did. And then this page really is finished. This is how I wanted it. And then all of a sudden I found myself with a black marker. And then I started doing this. And honestly, it took it away from how pretty this looked. Live and learn. You keep playing. It's fun. Oh yeah, I gotta show you. I'm just piling up everything here, aren't I? It's fab. So this is a container, and it holds all of these here also. But all my little scraps that I even up, because I don't really want to throw everything away, honestly. All of my scraps of, let's see here. Let's see if you can see this. Oh no. I have to organize that anyhow. All my scraps of paper are right here. See? And basically these are the white ones. White scraps of paper. These are beige. These are the red ones. And they're basically scraps that I don't want to throw away because they're really nice. And, you know, Christmas, just grab the green and red one out and make something out of it. I have good ideas. I just need to apply it as far as making stuff. But let me just organize and then I'll get back into it again. So I wanted to show you that and my method now of what I'm going to start doing and how I'm going to get organized as far as my unmounted stamps. And I use the Fun Foam, again, double adhesive runner, which is what I have there, and then stamp it on a white piece of paper and then cut out the piece of paper, just stick it on there with the word after you cut out a piece of it, stamp it. You already have it stamped, guys, I'm sorry, I'm not the best talker here. And then you have your glue, that's tacky glue, and you've got yourself a mounted stamp and the system that I showed you. Love. Have a good day.